Hey everybody, Sneaky Narcotic, back at it again with another YouTube video, and today we will be going over the Throne of Eldraine storyline. Before we get into the actual story, guys, let me please ask y'all to like, share, and subscribe. It would mean so much to me, and I would greatly appreciate it. Also, I have a little bit of a disclaimer. I do want you guys to know that I am not a professional at this. I do this for fun and to also get information out about a game that I love. So before you answer in the comment section below absolutely skewering me, please just read over this. I would greatly appreciate it. But without further ado, let us get into the first chapter. The Fey Planeswalker Oko has just arrived on Eldraine when he is attacked and wounded by Garruk Wildspeaker. Escaping in the form of a stag, he turns the tables on Garruk and traps the hunter in a net of thorn-laced vines. Oko notices Liliana's corrupting magic coursing through Garruk's veins and the Hedron lying buried in his skin. When Garruk reveals that he is also a planeswalker, Oko mesmerizes him and turns him into a subservient bodyguard named Dog. Chapter 2. High King Algenus Kenrith is about to leave on the grand procession, his first harvest tour of all 5 courts of the realm. His twin children, Rowan and Will, are too young to quest but are allowed by their parents as humble attendants in the baggage train. From excitement, impatient Rowan is almost unable to contain her electric powers, but Will is bored. When Will is entranced by a vision of foreign worlds created by his ice magic, they miss the departure of the cavalcade. They have to stay behind after being berated by their stern but kind stepmother. They decide to join the procession anyway. And that is, of course, Queen Linden on the right there. Chapter 3. While their stepmother is distracted by stately business, the twins escape the castle. To shorten the route to their father, they have to cross a narrow strip of the wilds on the Choking Drum Ridge. However, the magic force seems to be larger than they thought, and they are attacked by fierce redcaps. They defeat the first batch, but they hear a larger group coming near and also hear something big moving through the woods. Chapter 4. Rowan and Will clear the forest, but discover that they are still in the enchanted wilds. They find themselves standing on a promontory above a cliff face that shouldn't have been there. When they are about to be overwhelmed by the redcaps, they are unexpectedly rescued by Oko and Garruk. Afterward, the naive Rowan is ready to fall for the charms of the Fae, though Will is not as trusting. When the twins show their distrust of the savage Garruk, Oko orders his dog to not harm them, pretending to be from Eldraine, but meanwhile quizzing Rowan about the plane. Oko and Garruk join the twins on their way to Beckborough. Chapter 5. Will walks with Garruk and is unsuccessfully trying to engage him in a conversation. He suspects something is wrong with the big men. The companions reach Beckborough in time to see the procession arrive, with the High King in the lead and the trusted knight companion Kato at his side. The twins leave Oko and Garruk and find their friends Titus and Cirrus, who do not have a picture on Google, who had discovered their absence but had covered for them. Meanwhile, Oko is up to no good. He disguises himself as Kato and deletes the memory of their encounter in the twins' minds. Not much later, he manages to abduct their king, their father. Chapter 6. It is 3 months later in the eve of the twins' 18th birthday. The High King is still missing, and the courts and courtiers don't give the Queen Linden the respect she deserves. Will and his younger sister, Hazel, find a blue fairy within the walls of Ardenvale, meaning that the wilds are infringing on the court. Rowan and Will decide to start on a quest for their father, and Titus and Cirrus join them. Queen Linden unexpectedly gives them her blessing and sends Kato along as companion and protector. Chapter 7. The company leaves Ardenvale and travels to Vantris. On the way there, they kill an ogre kill an ogre, and meet the Ventress lore mage Elwyn. Elwyn notices that the twins have been hexed in the past, although they have no idea what she is talking about. At Ventress, Will presents Eldraine, which is the magic mirror in this picture here, with his visions. In exchange, the mirror shows the twins a clearing in the wilds. At the center of the wide open space rises a mound on which stands a pair of ivory obelisks carved with sigils. At the base of the mound stands a magnificent stag. "Find the stag, and you will find your father," says Eldraine. Chapter 8. Together with Elwyn in the party, they travel to Garenbrig to make use of the Great Hinge in its portal. They are stopped by 3 Garenbrig Bear Knights who are mistrusting of strangers. The knights are on edge by the growing incursions from the wilds, as well as the visit from the flying castle Lochthwain and their queen to their kingdom. And its queen to their kingdom. The party arrives at Garenbrig and meets the benevolent King Yorvo, and meets the visiting queen, Ayara. The queen seems distracted. Elwyn reveals that she has identified the time and location of Eldraine's stag image. She asks Yorvo to tune the Great Hinge and send them to the exact location the next dawn. Yorvo remarks that Midwinter's Day would not an auspicious time to enter the wilds be. Chapter 10. The party travels through the portal of the Great Hinge to the heartland of the wilds. The rash Titus is first attacked by a drake and then killed by a Lich Lord. A magnificent stag appears and helps the rest of the party to defeat the Lich Lord. As a hunting party is heard approaching, the stag flees over an obsidian bridge into the old crown city of the Lost Elven Dominion. Although warned not to use the obsidian bridge, the party has no choice than to follow. Chapter 11. Within the enchanted ruins of the elven city of the Heartland, Will and Rowan immediately lose track of the rest of their company. Then they encounter a feature that Will had seen in his visions, a massive dragon skull as tall as a house sits on the path. Facing them with its bony jaws gaping wide open, they have found the amphitheater mentioned by Elwyn earlier. Carved out of the body of a petrified dragon, Rowan sneaks inside and witnesses an encounter between the Council of Druids of the Wild Elves and Queen Ayara. Although it is revealed that Ayara still partakes in the wild hunt, she is actually arguing for peace between the wilds and the realm. However, some of the druids follow the lead of a mysterious stranger and wants to bring a war to the realm. Not much further down the road, the twins encounter the stranger himself and suddenly realize that they have met him earlier. It is Oko. Oko explains that he sees it as his mission to help the denizens of the wilds to embrace their freedom and to cast off the yoke of the realm. When Cato and Elwyn join them in the glade, they see through Oko's manners and immediately distrust him. In turn, Oko changes Elwyn into a crested eagle, which flies away and traps the remaining company in a fairy ring of thorn and needles. Meanwhile, Garuk has caught Ceres and the stag. As Oko takes his leave with the stag, Rowan finally realizes that the stag is her father, and that Oko brings it to the midwinter hunt to start a war. Chapter 12. Trapped in a thorn dome together, Will tries to befriend Garuk. The animals of the party seem to trust the big hunter. Touching on hidden sentiments while talking about their fathers, they find a mutual trust. Convinced that the hedron in Garuk's neck is the source of his bewitchment, Will persuades Ceres to remove it. While this has the desired effect of Garuk regaining his memories in his own will, it also returns the Chain Veil's curse in its full force. Garuk corrupts Hell's, which is Cato's griffin, and then kills it out of pity. afterwards then withers the thorn closure and leaves to take his revenge on Oko. Chapter 13. The party splits up. The bereaved Kato and the wounded Cerise travel back through the portal before it closes at dusk to warn Queen Linden. Rowan and Will go after their father. They witness the commencement of the wild hunt. Chapter 14. Garruk is overwhelmed by his curse and is attacked by in a river by dark undines and by a four-armed tentacle howlback. As Garruk drowns, Will tries to save him. Against all odds and at danger of his own life, Will's act of persistence summons the Cauldron of Eternity. When Garruk's body is placed into the cauldron, the curse dissipates and his life is returned. Chapter 15. Garruk and the twins find the wild hunt and the royal stag at a witch's haunted glade in an abandoned cottage on the fringe of the wilds. From a well, a bucket rises into view, filled with a human skull punctured through one eye socket by a sword. The twins try to prevent the killing of the stag, but are outnumbered. They unexpectedly receive aid when Elwyn returned in human form, and Queen Linden arrives with a host of Ardenvale Griffin Knights. A brawl ensues which ends with a person looking like Queen Ayara shooting the stag and mortally wounding it. Chapter 16. The murder is revealed to be Oko in disguise. Garruk manages to capture him, but Rowan prevents Garruk from killing the Fae in order to bring Oko to justice in the confusion. In the confusion, Oko manages to planeswalk away. The elves claim their prey and each taste the blood of the dying stag. Thus, the ritual of the wild hunt is completed and the elves leave. Obedient to their queen's command, the Ardenvale Knights also fly away, with a clamor of wings. Linden, Elwyn, the twins, and Garruk alone remain with the stag. As it dies, it transforms back into the form of Alginus Kinrith. Queen Linden then reveals that the cottage where the stag had led the wild hunt was the home of the twins' birth mother. The witch had fed Alginus a love potion that had stolen his memory and his heart. When Linden finally found Alginus, a year later, the twins had been born and consequently been killed by their mother. The witch had desired innocent blood to brew an elixir that would give her a longer life. Linden had returned Alginus to his senses with a true love's kiss and had given the life in her sword to heal the twins. Alginus had killed the witch and had thrown her and his own sword down the well. He went out of his mind with shame and rage, had taken Linden's sword, and had ridden away into the wilds. Linden gave up her own quest, and had taken the twins home. As there still is life in Alginus' sword from the well, Linden uses it to return him to the world of the living. However, the events and the truth of their origin shock Rowan thoroughly. Her Planeswalker spark ignites. As it turns out, that she shares a spark with Will, so they both disappear in a shower of light and ice. Chapter 7. After the High King and Queen realize that their children are gone, Garruk pledges to find them and to protect them, and he too planeswalks away. Anyways guys, thank y'all for watching the video. I do apologize for a couple of technical issues and hiccups. I do hope y'all will stay tuned for more lore to come. I do know soon Theros will be coming out, and I will be doing a lore video once we know a little bit more about their lore. And of course, as always, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below about this video, about the lore itself. I do know I kind of mixed some background things like the 5 different kingdoms, which each one represents one of the mana colors of Magic the Gathering. The questing beast who gave Queen Linden and Alginus their swords. I don't think I missed much of anything else, but this was all part of the story on the website I was reading, so I do apologize if I left anything else out. Let me know in the comment section below. Let other people know in the comment section below. But other than that, guys, this has been Sneaky Narcotic, signing off.